What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Creative Smoothie. Welcome. Welcome to another episode. If you've been listening so far, then I am thankful for you being here and taking your time out of your day to consume some of the content that I'm creating in hopes of helping you build your better business, a better practice, a better service, you improve your marketing, scale through automation, and just overall offer some maybe indirect coaching on what you could do better in your social medias. And everything, it has the same goal: uplifting and elevating conscious brands, conscious people, people that are here to help, projects that are here to make a better world. That is what I'm trying to help. And if you're listening, it means that you're one of those people. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Before I go on with the rest of the episode today, and I'm bringing something pretty interesting today on Friday, February 25th, on day of a lot of conflict. Before I do that, I would love for you to just take a second and share this podcast in any way you want, even verbally, even through a message, even through just maybe an Instagram story. Doesn't have to do anything. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I'm not asking. I don't want you to take too much time out of your day, but just take some time and share this podcast if you've been finding it useful. Because I'm not trying to build this podcast for myself or for my image or for money. I'm not monetizing it in any way. I'm not running ads. I am not trying to bring people on that are going to get you more clout, get me more clout. I'm just trying to literally offer as much help as I can. And if you believe that somebody else can benefit from this, share it with them, okay? I think that we can all grow together if we just start sharing pieces of content that we find useful rather than just Googling or letting YouTube or letting other stuff show you what you should watch. If you've stumbled upon this podcast somehow, whether you know me or not, you may be one of the 10, 15 people that listens, right? And because of that, you are so valuable because you have the option of spreading this podcast to more people and getting more people to know about it, okay? And I don't want to beat myself up for it or beat yourself up for it because I understand how today works. We have so many things that we have to do in a day. But if I've ever offered you something of value, just please go ahead and share this podcast in any way that you want. All right, I'm going to jump straight into the topic that I wanted to talk about today. And full disclosure and authenticity, I just spent another 10 minutes recording an episode, what I thought was going to be this episode about the same exact subject. And it turns out that my microphone was added twice to OBS, right, to the recording system that I'm using. And so my volume, all my sound is echoed, right? There's two of me speaking in the microphone. And I just spent some time dropping some major gold on there. So hopefully I can rephrase all of that. I've taken down some notes and I want to talk to you about today about something pretty important. So let's see how this comes out. So collaboration versus competition. Before I tell you a bit about that, I need to tell you that I was born in competition. In Romania and wherever you are, kids, when they grow up, they're just very competitive in general in a good way. You want to do the best. You want to be the fastest. It's not only in Romania, it's everywhere. But I guess like in countries that have this competition mentality, it's more often than not common. So yeah, like I grew up as a kid, like you had to earn everything on the playground and you had to be the fastest if you wanted to have the group friend. You have to be the best on a bike if you wanted to play soccer with the kids. You have to, whatever it is. And so I was born in competition, and then I followed into my own footsteps and started playing tennis, which is a very individual sport where you compete every single day. You compete all the time. You never stop competing in tennis. So I've gone through a big period of my life up until I was 19 where everything in my path was competition. I loved competition. Don't get me wrong, I still love competition. And the point of this video is not to shit on competition. It's actually to reframe competition. So needless to say, I grew up just knowing that if I wanted to achieve something, there were 10,000 other people that wanted to achieve the same thing. And in order for me to achieve that, it meant that the 9,999 others didn't. And that is a very important distinction to make right off and to call it out as it is. It's a lie. The number one reason that we choose we choose competition over collaboration with people, not only in business, but in life, is because we believe that in order for us to achieve whatever we want to achieve, the job, the place in the market, or I don't know, the best price. We have to beat other people to it. Now, is that true? Yes, but not all of the time, and not a majority of the time. It is true, right? I'm in marketing. Marketing is positioning of brands and companies within markets, niches, micro niches. It's finding your little space. And a common misconception in marketing, in traditional marketing, is that in order for you to find your place in the market, you need to dethrone the other competitor. You need to remove their market share and get all those people that were buying from them to buy from you. Now, is that necessarily true? Maybe. But how about this? How about instead, just to like paint a picture of what I'm referring to, how about instead of saying like, hey, we gotta remove our competitor in order to gain space in this market, what if instead you say, okay, what if we choose a different set of people or a certain specific group of people that are going to resonate much better with our product than with this brand? And marketing is competition. It's fighting for your attention. Business is fighting for your money, right? Everybody's fighting to get your money, your attention, your loyalty. And when you approach everything from this point of view of competition, there's something wrong that can happen. There's a little misconception that you can be blind to, which is that in order to achieve what I want to achieve, the other person needs to fall. In tennis, in order to win, the other person needs to lose. But let me tell you, what is competition? Competition arises as a condition of playing a game, right? In which I against another, we're doing a sort of activity with a common goal, and we're both trying to achieve the same thing, and probably only one of us is going to achieve it or achieve it at the level that is enough to consider winning. Now, I want you to, for just a second, imagine what tennis would be like if you had to play tennis against yourself, against the wall. Or not even against the wall. If you had a net and you just had to, there's nobody on the other side. You wouldn't be able to play the game. Okay? You would not be able to play the game. And even a wall is a good competitor, right? If you're playing tennis against the wall, if there was no wall, then there would be no game. You just hit a ball and the ball will continue flying. So, what do we call the people that we play tennis against many times? Our opponents. And some people like to see our opponents as enemies instead of partners. But I'm here to tell you that all those people, all those opponents in life, in business, in general, in sports, all those opponents, all those people that you think are your enemies are actually your partners. Because just like I said, if there was nobody on the other side of the net, who would you play against? The game wouldn't even be possible. Winning wouldn't even be an option if the rest of the people were not there to be your opponent. And so many times we see our opponent as the person that we have to defeat, when in fact our opponent is there to help us help them achieve their goal. So we both want to win the match, so we have a common goal, and we're both playing. So how can we help each other out so we can both try and go for that goal? Because if one of the players decides not to play anymore, then yeah, the other guy might win the match, but the game is going to stop. So we are in a constant cooperation with our partner. We agree on the same rules. We agree on what it means to win. We agree that we both have the same goal, which is to win the match at the end of the day. And yet we still call them our enemies, or we see them as our enemies. And it's the same in business. We think that because we have to find our space in a market, instead of creating it, we have to dethrone somebody. And we have to kick somebody out. And I don't think that is the best way of approaching things, because it condemns collaboration. Many times you see people that are very fair play driven in sports. They might come across as soft for some people, right? Like playing fair, playing nicely, helping each other out, like it's soft when other people are trying to take advantage of you. But I think the biggest power that we have is when everybody else sees us or sees everybody else as an enemy, is to see everybody else as a partner in business. When you want to achieve a goal, like your business scaling to a certain amount of money per year or whatever it is that you want to do, or earning this part of the market, then you usually try to take somebody down for it. But what if instead you will recognize that they're trying to reach a similar goal that you are, and they're also going through very similar struggles that you are. They also understand some things that you don't, and you understand some things that they don't. And above all, you both have a product that could be number one, and so that's why you're competing. What does that mean? That on both sides, there's so much potential to learn from one another. And in doing so, learning without giving the advantage to the other person. Now, listen, I understand. Not everybody's nice. Not everybody's your friend. Not everybody wants your good. Some people really want you to not succeed. Some people want to hurt you. Some people don't want you to do well. And that's why it is important to keep in mind that competition is important, right? But what if instead of seeing every competition as an enemy attack and defense situation, instead of seeing it as a partnership? In my opinion, collaboration is competition God damn it, I almost had it, didn't I? Collaboration is competition. I forgot it. Doesn't matter. Collaboration is just competition without trying to hurt the other person. That's what I'm trying to say. Collaboration is just not trying to... It's understanding that you can reach your goal without having to hurt the other person. I had a mental lapsus. I couldn't remember what I was thinking. Thank you for holding through with me. But this is I'm trying to reach one third point that I'm trying to make today. Now, a lot of people try to talk to themselves and say, I'm in constant competition with myself and nobody else. Okay, you can say that, but what is competition to you? Because if competition is still trying to defeat other people and trying to be on top of them in order to beat them, then you're treating yourself the same. You're splitting yourself into two and seeing yourself as an enemy that you have to defeat instead of seeing yourself as a partner that you have to collaborate with. So try seeing competition as a partnership and try applying the principles of collaboration, of growing together, and understanding that collaboration does not necessarily mean everybody's going to win. People think that just because some people don't like competition, it means that they want everybody to win. No, they don't. And not everybody's going to win, because the definition of, nobody can't all win at the level that they want to, but everybody might be able to have a better life, to view business as an opportunity to grow and not some capitalist scheme, because this is something else that I'm just seeing because of the way that business is ran today. People look at it and see, these super mega millionaires and billionaires would do anything to keep their wealth. And maybe they would. And so instead of looking at business that way, look at business as like, okay, how can I find some partner in this? Just like you find a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a wife, a husband. How can I find a partner that has their own business and we can play this little game of tennis where, we're definitely trying to win and the other person's trying to win as well, but we're trying to win with the same resources that we have. We're trying to win by collaborating. We're trying to both get to the goal, and in doing so, maybe we don't both get there, but we both get a lot closer than if we would trying to destroy and tear each other down. And I'm saying all of this, and I'm recording this on February 25th because of what's going on in Ukraine and in Russia. And I don't want to talk about it, but just keep it in mind. What if we all could collaborate and understand that competition is definitely healthy, but understanding that the other person, your opponent, is not your enemy and they're your partner, that's a lot more important, okay? So if we start seeing competition as a partnership, we're going to get far. We're going to get really far. Guys, that was it. I don't want to keep you for too long. I hope you have an incredible rest of your weekend or your week. And I will catch you on the next episode of Creative Smoothie. Peace.